Hello and welcome back to Spice Up Your English with Professor Wahmiche. Today's video is a follow-up of Didactics and Introduction to Key Concepts Part 2. We will be taking a look on Didactics components, but this will be the second part of it. We're going to continue with the fourth component, and that is didactic representations. Didactic representations are practical rules and concepts formed from experience and research. They're crucial for teachers to connect with students, plan lessons effectively, and achieve teaching goals. Understanding students' prior knowledge and thinking is key to successful curriculum development and lesson planning across subjects. In learning, students' perceptions of knowledge can sometimes be inaccurate, and making mistakes is considered part of the learning process. It's important for teachers to analyze these errors, identify their sources, and help students improve their educational performance. Teachers need to adjust students' beliefs, guide them in recognizing errors, and align their lesson plans with practical knowledge while considering the best teaching methods for each student's characteristics. Number 5. Didactical situations. Didactical situations developed by Guy Bressot in France involve interactions among students, teachers, and knowledge. Knowledge, according to Bressot, emerges through interactions between individuals and their environment, facilitated by teachers. These situations include situation of action. Students actively engage in problem solving, demonstrating their understanding without direct teacher intervention. It fosters interaction between learners and their environment, demanding time and effort to organize. Formulation situation. Learners use theoretical models to solve problems, exchanging observations, and developing a shared language. The teacher guides discussions to shape shared meanings from personal experiences. Validation situation. Students take on the role of theoreticians, presenting and defending their conclusions. The teacher moderates, prompting precision and consistency in their explanations, making it the most challenging situation. Let's take cooking class as an example for real-life scenario. Learning knife skills. Students in a cooking class are tasked with chopping vegetables to practice knife skills. They choose their techniques and actively explore different methods for efficient chopping. The characteristics is that students show genuine interest in mastering knife skills. They use their knowledge to approach the task independently. The formulation of the situation is that after chopping, students gather to discuss their experiences. The teacher facilitates the discussion, encouraging students to express their observation and share specific techniques used during the chopping activity. The characteristics of this situation is that students use explicit theoretical models, such as discussing the angle of the knife blade. The teacher guides the discussion to form a shared language around effective knife skills. Now, for the validation situation, students, having discussed their experiences, present their preferred chopping techniques to the class. The teacher moderates the discussion, questioning their approaches and encouraging precision in explaining the chosen methods. For the characteristics of this situation, students take on the role of theoreticians, convincing their peers of the effectiveness of their chopping techniques. The teacher moderates the discussion, ensuring clarity and coherence in their explanations. And lastly, the didactic obstacles. Didactic obstacles are challenges that impede the optimal acquisition of knowledge, hindering the teaching and learning process. These obstacles can be categorized into two forms. The positive form, which is viewed as challenges, these obstacles can become exciting opportunities that help learners achieve their objectives and expectations. And then the negative form, when seen as the source of learner failure, obstacles in this form hinder the learning process. We have two natures of didactic obstacles. Epistemological causes stem from teaching approaches, methodologies, or methods that may not align well with the learners. Or psychological causes that arise from perceptions and beliefs held by both teachers and learners, acting as barriers to the learning process. Previous knowledge significantly influences the student's initial interaction with new information. Learning a musical instrument. The didactic obstacle is the difficulty understanding sheet music. We'll be starting with the positive form. A music student finds interpreting sheet music challenging initially. The positive aspect of it is that this student views this obstacle as a challenge and an exciting opportunity to improve musical notation skills. The outcome is that the student dedicates extra practice time, turning the obstacle into a learning opportunity. If we take it from the negative form, another student struggles with understanding sheet music and sees it as a barrier to progress. The negative aspect of it is that this student views the obstacle as a source of frustration and potential failure. The outcome is that without addressing this obstacle, the student's progress in playing the instrument is simply hindered. Moving on to an example of the nature of didactic obstacles, we'll be starting with the epistemological causes. A music teacher employs a complex teaching method for sheet music without considering individual students' readiness. The outcome is that the students may find the methodology inappropriate, hindering their understanding. The psychological cause, however, is that, let's say for example, a student carries preconceived notions that learning sheet music is too difficult based on past experiences. The outcome of it is that these negative beliefs become obstacles, affecting the student's motivation and ability to grasp musical concepts. In this real-life scenario, didactic obstacles in the form of difficulties understanding sheet music can either be perceived as challenges to overcome, which is the positive form, or become barriers to progress, which is the negative form, depending on the learner's mindset and the teaching approach used. The nature of these obstacles can be rooted in inappropriate teaching methodologies or psychological barriers held by the learner. So in today's video, we have seen the second part of didactic components. That is the didactic representations, didactical situations, and didactic obstacles. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so you can stay updated to our latest content. Thank you for watching!